Howdy everybody. Thought I'd do a quick video on Farming Simulator 19. Um, this is a map called No Man's Land by AlienJim. This is the PS4 version, and AlienJim is one of the top modders in the farming sim community for PC, Mac, PlayStation, and Xbox. He does some things on these maps that are unlike any other. The things that he adds in, the tools that he gives you, the different mods that he gives you. A lot of time, his mods that he includes in a map, he will later on and take those mods and he will make them standalone so that you can use them on any particular map you want. But a lot of the mods that I have here are specific to this map. So what this map is, just like its namesake says, it is no man's land. There is nothing here. You can start in a couple of different modes, and depending upon what mode that you start in, you can start with a little bit of land, a little bit of equipment. I had started my game save as basically a start from scratch. I don't get anything except about $1.2 million, I think it was. So let's bring up this map. This is the entire map, and as you can see in the middle, I have a farm built. I own some land, blocks 25, 26, and 36. They are in green numbers, and currently we are investigating down around block number 48. Each one of these blocks cost $85,000 to buy. That's pretty cheap, and you can kind of expand your farm really any way that you want. So you do get on depending upon really doesn't matter which mode it is. You do get one thing, and we're going to go up here. Pardon the jerkiness. This is basically the shop, and this area here, all maps get this, but this is the one from No Man's Land. And what you get here, excuse me, that building over there, that's the animal dealer. You get a gas station. You get the shop to buy a new equipment. And also within here is a workshop so that you can customize certain pieces of equipment. Because each piece you can change the color. It might have fatter tires. It might have skinny tires. All kinds of things that you can do in the workshop. This over here to the side, and this is as close as I can get right here. This is the border of the map. If you look at the map, we are all the way down the bottom. It doesn't even show the cursor. But also right over here is the multi-fruit silo, which means that you can buy anything that you might need in the game as far as seed, fertilizer. You can buy crops, you can buy manure, you can buy digestate, yeah, you can buy anything. A little bit expensive, but it's really good to have when you're starting. And then right next to that, built into the floor, that is a sell point, and it is the only sell point on the map. You can sell anything there. Usually they are spread out all along the map. You know, like milk, you can only sell at a certain place. Grains, you can only sell at a certain place. Manure, you can only sell at this right here has one, and for now, until you get built up, you can sell everything right here. So other than that, we're right at the edge of the map. We can turn around, and this is everything that you get, which is nothing but trees. There's no buildings, no traffic, no paved roads, just a bunch of land and a whole bunch of trees. Now here, this is field number 36. This is part of mine. This here is a sawmill. This is a placeable, and I have placed this here because I plan on getting rid of a bunch of these trees here. And I need to go in and cut them down, and I've been doing it by hand. I could use machinery to do that, but I've been cutting them down by hand, and then I take them over to the sawmill and sell them. All these trees here I can take out, and I have taken out roughly 300 trees so far, and that can be a lot of work, but you need to clear the land. But anyway, everything that you see here, none of this was here when I started. One of the modes does start you here, but I liked it here because it is the only spot on the map that has water. And I cannot zoom into that particular map right there, but I like having the water around. I like the effects of it, and plus it's useful for certain things. So right now we are on landscaping mode, so I can kind of fly around here a little bit. So I have cut in 2 fields. I have this field here, and I believe that is currently oat that is in there. And one of the byproducts of oat is that it will leave straw on the field. And I need the straw for my animal pens. Cows and pigs need the straw. And now this field here, this had canola in it, and I've already harvested it. I did that this morning. And the field was a little small, but I had it small because I needed more grass space. So, but now that I've bought some more land, I can actually extend this field, and that's what I did here. Is I plowed it all in, and now it's going to need lime. It's going to need fertilizer. It's going to need cultivating. It's going to need to be fertilized again, and then I will plant the whole thing with something. Over here are my greenhouses. Now these, in AlienJim fashion, these greenhouses make a ton of money, and I didn't find out about these until about 10 hours or so ago in gameplay. I mean, if I had read the description, I would have realized it. But anyways, each one of these earns me about $1,000 per hour. All I need is water, and water will go right into that that right there, and then manure goes in here, and it lasts about a day, but you make tons of money. So these 3 greenhouses here are lemon greenhouses, and these are tomatoes. Actually, you can see the tomatoes down there on the pallet. I think you can see some lemons over here. Yep, they've got some lemons on that pallet right there. Anyways, they automatically sell as the day goes along, and you earn approximately $1,000 an hour on these. So since I have 5 of them, I'm making some pretty good money every hour, and that needs to be done because there is so much equipment to buy, and you think $1.2 million to start off with is a lot. It's not. It goes really, really fast. So you got to manage your money, you got to manage your time. This here is my house where I sleep at night. Little old covered building, has some equipment in there. And now this here is the biogas plant, and I got a couple of bunker silos here. This is the very first thing that I bought to try to get me some money. And basically what you do here is you mow grass, and then you go around and you pick up the grass and you take it over to the bunker, and you need to fill it, compact it, and then cover it for a day. And that's what these are right here. After they're done fermenting, you got to collect it out of there and then put it in here. And then I get paid every day at midnight for whatever I put in there. And it is usually really, really good money for me to, buy equipment and what have you. And I had started this one, and I should have used the greenhouses. I didn't realize how much money I was going to make with the greenhouses, but I should have bought the greenhouses first and then gone up to the store and bought some manure and then bought a tanker for my water. I should have done it that way. I would have made money faster to build up the farm faster. But anyways, I did it this way, and it worked out fine. It just took a while. And now in the upper right hand corner, you will see it's cloudy starting the left hand side, and then 42, 45. It's the air temperature is 42 degrees, the soil temperature is 45 degrees, and we're in late autumn. And I had started this map in early spring, so I've gone through several months of gameplay. At this point, currently I have 585,000, but there's a couple of large pieces of equipment I need to buy, and I cannot buy all of the equipment that I need with that amount of money. It's not enough. One of the things is way in the back in here. You see my harvester, and that is a really small, really old harvester that needs to be replaced. I need a bigger header on it. It's taken a long time to harvest the fields. I also going to need a bigger tractor. But anyways, let's get out of let's get out of this, and we're in my case tractor. This is about 270 horsepower. Now this something new that came along a couple of months ago, and it's taken me a couple of months to wrap my head around, is something called seasons, and which I kind of explained, right up in the upper right hand corner. We're in late autumn, and with seasons, it's changed the entire way that you play this game. You can play Farming Simulator 19 in its basic form that we've all been playing since Farming Simulator 15, and right through 17 up into 19, and this is the first time they've had seasons. And I'll tell you something, you got to watch everything in this. If you don't feed your animals, they'll die. Temperatures, especially soil temperatures, you have to be careful what the temperature is before you plant something. So you need to go into a screen such as this, and if you see on the left hand side next to where it says wheat, it says 32 degrees. Well, this geo that I have loaded is the USA simplified one. It just allows me to plant and harvest at any time that I want, but if I use a traditional geo, then I can only plant and only harvest during certain times of the year. And in order to plant, it's going to tell me what the soil temperature needs to be. If you plant too soon and the soil's too slow or too cold, it will not grow the field. It won't germinate, and you'll lose the field, and you'll have to do it all over again. That's if it allows you. But anyways, this geo here that I have, this is just a simplified geo. Just allows me to do anything I want, except for mid and late winter, as you see down the right hand side. I cannot harvest anything. I can plant, but I can't harvest anything because the temperature's too low. This is a weather forecast, which you need to pay attention to because of the rain. Right now it's a couple days before we have any rain coming, and you can't harvest crops if they're too wet. You can't grow hay if it's too wet. You gotta give yourself a couple of days to let hay dry. Basically what happens is you mow this and you leave the grass on the ground, and it has to stay there a certain amount of time before it will dry and become hay. Well, if it keeps raining, it's never going to dry, and it will eventually it will go away because it will rot, and it just won't be any good. So you gotta plan for all that. This is my cows. Now with the cattle, you can either breed cattle to resell for meat, or you can have cows for milk production. Currently, these cows are in here. I'm breeding these for meat, and they take a little time to fatten up. But once I get to about 1,300 pounds, then I will go ahead and go sell them. Now, if we look over here, this Brahman He's only a year old. He's 750 pounds, so he's only halfway to what I need. There's a few others. Here's another Bremen I have in here, 838, 927 on the limousines. So, yep, and so in order to sufficiently make my money back, I need to wait and fatten these up. Like the limousine right here is 927 pounds, is worth $2,931, and if you look on the other side, you can buy new ones at 617 pounds for $2,500. So that's $400. But if I just let that animal just get another 400 or 500 pounds, I'll make another $1,000, and that's on each one. So I expect to make between $1,500 and $1,700 on each animal when I do go to sell it. And of course, it's a constantly rotating thing, so I have to take animals from here and transport them down to the animal dealer to sell them, and I do all that with this rig right here. And this is pretty sweet. I can get 8 cattle in here, whole bunch of sheep, and a whole bunch of pigs. So, but real quick down here, this is my sheep pen. Right now we're in late autumn, so there is no wool production. Without seasons, you'll get wool constantly, all the time. Every day you'll have wool pile up in here. Not so with seasons, because that's not, that's not how wool production works. Is the sheep, they build up their wool over time, right through the winter, and in the springtime is when they're shaved. So true to form, that's what's going to happen here. Is in springtime, I am going to have pallets of wood here, and I'm going to have a lot to do over here, and keeping them all organized and putting them on the trailer. This trailer will be full, probably too high. If I remember right, I can stack two pallets of wool on here, too high. But anyways, I will have my work cut out. But right now, it's nothing but feeding them grass and water and letting them fatten up. They will have offspring. So at the same time, I can keep those, let them mature, or I can take them and I can sell them, because I've already bought my initial sheep here, and everything that I make, or all my profit that I make, is on the initial purchase of these. So I've got a little bit of room left in the pen for some more, so maybe some baby sheep, I'll keep them. Now down here is my pig enclosure. And I do not have any pigs yet, and the reason for that is that I have a ton of things to do during the day. And up in the right hand corner you'll see the time, and then under that you'll see a 1. That means it's in real time. And I have so much to do around the farm that it will be late afternoon before I've actually gotten everything done that I need to do today. So right now I don't have the time to be dealing with the pigs, because number one, they're dirty. They are big eaters, and they reproduce at an astounding rate. And I can easily get my pen full. You got to constantly rotate them out. I usually let them get up probably about 3 months old before I sell them. But I can just continually do trips back and forth to the animal dealer with my animal carrier over there, trying to keep all the baby piglets in check, because they will produce at an alarming rate. So just right now, I just don't have time to deal with the pigs right now, but I did put the farm in. And it's all ready to go for whenever I want to do it. Over here is I have 2 chicken coops. Each one holds 400. I currently have 150 in each. All I got to do is feed them barley and wheat. Barley or wheat. And I have the egg crates here. And this was a game changer for chickens, at least for me. I would never deal with the chickens because these boxes would just spawn on the ground, and then you'd have to pick up and deal with each one of these boxes. And I just found it very tedious to do and everything. But somebody came out. Whoops, I think I broke the eggs. Somebody came out with a mod, and as long as these crates are in between here, all the boxes will spawn inside of the egg crate. All I got to do is I can just come over here, pick it up, put it on the trailer, take it, and sell it. It's very easy, and make quite a bit of money doing that. Let's see. There we go. We start. Okay, and this one's the same thing. Has 150 chickens right now, and got some egg crates in there. They're producing. So there's going to be some people watching this that aren't familiar with Farming Simulator, or you've seen me playing it, you know, constantly under my screen name. You always see Farming Simulator. Well, sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm not, because it's really easy to just pause the game and I'll walk away for several hours, and then I come back and pick it up wherever I left off. But you know, I had just come back to playing. I was on a little hiatus, I guess you'd say, for quite a few months. I was not on PlayStation. I had a health issue I had to deal with, and it kind of really messed up my life. But I came back a couple of months ago, and that's when Seasons was out, and it took me a while to wrap my head around what was going on here with everything, because you really need to pay attention. And a lot of people don't like Seasons, or a lot of people complain about it because it's so difficult. You know, they like just the standard farming, just farm. But with Seasons, you have to pay attention what time of the year. Now, in some geos in the wintertime, you can't even move in here because it's packed in with snow, and you have to actually do snow removal in order to move around and do anything. Even these tractors, this tractor here is 270 horsepower. It has a really hard time moving through the snow because it's so deep. So you have to you know, get rid of the snow. But I generally use geos that even though it gets, you know, rather cool, it doesn't snow. I don't like dealing with the snow. Not a fan of it. I know it's part of the game and everything, but I usually try to find a geo from state further down south, like in Georgia or Alabama or something like that, where the winter's a little bit milder. But I see my lights are on in. Yeah, see the hazard lights? Let's shut those off. Anyways, this is No Man's Land by AlienJim, and superb map. This is an excellent map, and some of the things that he gives you, and I will go into some of them. This is some of the stuff. This is just different mods and placeables. Now, these are all by AJ Tech as AlienJim, and these are all workshop sheds that are in here. Washing stations. If I want to wash my equipment, I can set one of these up. But what I want to do is get down here. Okay, this is specific to this map right here. This is a wood crusher as a direct sell point, and actually I had used this a lot right at the beginning to get rid of my trees. I cut the trees down, cut them into pieces, and then I would put them in here, and as it crushes them up, it pays you every time you put something in here. I haven't used it in a while. I kind of like the look of it, so I've left it, but I should get rid of it because I probably won't be using it in this area again. As I showed you at the beginning, way up at the other side, I put in the sawmill, and that's because I'm going to be harvesting trees way up there on another piece of land, and I don't want to have to haul the trees all the way back down here to use the wood chipper. So I put a sawmill up in there to sell them all. We'll get back down here. Okay, there's the lumber mill. That's what I placed. There's a straw barn sell point where you can sell straw, spinnery for wool, which I will need to do something with that as soon as the sheep start producing wool. There's a vehicle workshop that I can put right on my farm so I can make any changes to my equipment. There's the lemon greenhouse, the tomato greenhouse, and down in the bottom area, like, you know, this windmill, it'll cost $22 a day in maintenance, but it will make $1,000 an hour. And that's all for $18,000 initially. And if you place that somewhere on your farm, you're going to make money fast, and it really helps you get things going. But all of these are all placeable mods that people have made. A lot of these are all AlienJims. Come over here. Let's go over to miscellaneous equipment. And like this bag lifter here. This is a mod that somebody made as well. Giant Software did not make this. That is a tanker truck that actually you can haul fuel in that tanker truck, and that's a mod that somebody made. The milling machine, which I use quite a bit, that's another mod somebody made. There are thousands of mods that you can download to add into the game, so you're not stuck with whatever Giant Software happens to give you. So you know, they're all approved. They go through a testing process. They all get approved to be able to work with the game, and right on PlayStation, you can go in there and you can download it and you can add it to your game. Like this trailer right here. This is not part of the base game. This is a mod. So isn't this one. But anyway, that is my my farm on No Man's Land. Just wanted to give a quick you know, look around, show you what I got going on, and I hope you enjoyed, and maybe we'll see you all soon. Take care.